It's been another week and Nexus's Fallout Modathon is currently in its final theme, From the Screen to the Wasteland. This theme is all centered around Amazon's Fallout TV show that's just released, and it tasks you with making a mod bringing something from the series into the games. These themes aren't mandatory for entries into the Modathon and are just there to give you some extra inspiration for your mods. Thank you to Nexus Mods for sponsoring this video, and if you haven't already entered into the Modathon, you should really get your entries in now. The event ends on the 31st of December, so you only have around a week depending on when you're watching this to upload a mod and tag it with Fallout Modathon 2025 to enter your mods in and get a chance to be one of 4 lucky mod authors who can win a 3-day all-inclusive trip to Las Vegas. The trip recently just had its day plan posted in a news article on Nexus Mods, which goes over the full range of activities you can get up to. It looks to be the trip of a lifetime and not like something you'd want to miss out on, so enter your mods whilst you still can. Last week though, despite only the first episode of the second season being out, we saw several mods released related to the TV show. The first one, and probably the smallest one on here, is Fallout TV splash screens, which I'm sure is going to be a nice breath of fresh air for some of you. It replaces the Obsidian and Bethesda logo screens that appear every time you boot up the game with some new ones inspired by the TV show's intro. So now the logos will appear on the screen of a Securitron, much like they do at the start of each episode. It currently comes in both 16:9 and 16:10 aspect ratios, and an optional version that comes without the borders around the image. It's a small mod, but a welcome one, especially if you've been staring at the same splash screens for the past 10 years. For a mod that's not related to the TV show, but could easily have you wanting to return to the Mojave for a new playthrough, we have Overcharged. This mod basically overhauls everything to do with energy weapons from the base game, adding in new ammo effects alongside several new mechanics for energy weapons that incentivizes you into building into the skill. Because outside of their gooify and ashing effects, these weapons function pretty much identically to your standard gun. With this mod installed though, they'll feel more distinct from their ballistic counterparts. Upon equipping an energy weapon, a new HUD element's been added underneath your AP bar. This is your heat meter. As you fire your weapon repeatedly, it'll build up and eventually culminate in your weapon overheating. Playing a nice new animation that's accompanied by some smoke and electric effects that look really nice. The heat meter doesn't just act as a deterrent to stop you from rapidly firing these though, because as your weapon's heat increases, several stats such as your damage, accuracy and even fire rate all increase alongside it, making your guns hit harder and faster as long as you can carefully sit within the sweet spot of the heat bar. As your weapon does heat up, you'll notice that the lasers or plasma effects will slightly change colour as well. Other than the heat bar though, the mod also adjusts the multitude of ammo types energy weapons have, making them feel more unique. So now several of these ammo types come with new colours for all your plasmas and lasers, and this extends to the ash and goo piles they leave behind as well. The ammos also come with new effects though. Some will change the amount of projectiles your weapon fires, and others allow for things like charge shots that do more damage but come with the downside of instantly overheating your weapon. But things like the laser RCW and other automatic energy weapons now require some time to wind up before they can be fired. What elevates this mod though is that all of these changes don't just affect your weapons but enemies as well, which can lead to some interesting gameplay moments where your enemy's weapon will overheat and you can take advantage of that. Overall, this is definitely a must-have mod. It adds some much needed depth to energy weapons and most of all, it makes them fun to use. So definitely pick this up if you're wanting to freshen up your arsenal in the Wasteland. In the Commonwealth though, a new power armor mod's released, and that's the Blackbird power armor by Nehred. It's a recreation of the armor from Fallout 76, and it looks incredible in Fallout 4. The armor can be found in a newly added bunker near Fort Hagen, which is infested with a few pre-war ferals and a lone gunner who was sent there to retrieve the same armor that we're there for. The dungeon itself looks incredible. The lighting and effects here just go to show how good interiors can look in Fallout 4. It makes getting this armor feel like an experience. The Blackbird set itself comes with your traditional assortment of power armor mods such as medic pumps and jetpacks. This also includes several paint jobs that come with faction and camo options, although there is another set of mods you can apply to the armor that's probably worth mentioning, and that's the decals. Unfortunately, these are AI generated, which might play a factor into whether or not you decide to download the mod. If you can look past that though, it's a solid power armor mod, and the experience to obtain it from the dungeon, although small, is a visual treat, as usual with Nehred's armor mods. Although if you do want to get back into the Wasteland after not playing one of these games for a while and want a hassle-free way to get your game modded and ready to play, Nexus Premium is probably going to be what you want. Not only does it provide an ad-free experience, but with it you can also use Nexus's collection system or an external tool like Wadel to have a full mod list, like say Viva New Vegas for example, installed with basically one click. The best part is, a portion of every premium membership goes directly towards funding the donation point system that gives back to the modders that are doing all of this hard work. If you're interested in all of the benefits Premium offers, consider checking out the link in the description. If you want a power armor based off something from the show though, we have the prototype NCR power armor by Outlander. This adds in the NCR Ranger style power armor we see Maximus wear in several trailers of the Fallout TV show's second season. It can be found in the NCR safe house on a shelf next to the other armors and weapons in the cave. It has support for both your standard vanilla style of power armor and Titans of the New West if you're using that. The version you want can be selected upon installing the mod, and it's a nice power armor mod. We don't really have a lot of power armors in the base game of New Vegas, so an additional one for you to obtain never hurts. Another armor from the Fallout TV show though, and what's most definitely one of the highlights, is the Vault 33 Jumpsuit. And honestly, this could easily be my favourite Vault Suit mod so far. You can find it in the suitcase at the Mojave Outpost, and this will be the armoured Vault Suit we see Lucy wear throughout the show. Stats wise, it's similar to the other armoured jumpsuits you can get in New Vegas, but it looks, well, amazing. The model and texture work here are incredible, and the Fallout 4 style of Vault Suit combined with the classic's larger number really mixes the best of both worlds when it comes to the Vault Suit design. And it reflects the version of the jumpsuit that we see in the show perfectly. It's not just the armoured Vault Suit that's included here however, because by taking it to a workbench and having a leather belt alongside a piece of scrap metal, you can craft the Wastelander variant, which is the version of the jumpsuit we see Lucy wear in the latter half of Season 1. With the top half of the suit being wrapped around the waist, this comes with a +1 agility bonus too. And overall, these just look stunning. Definitely a Vault Suit mod you're gonna want to have in your game. It does support male bodies as well, and even comes with a replacer version that will put the new jumpsuit over the armoured Vault 13 set you get with the classic pack. Anyways, that's going to be all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget you can enter into the Fallout Modathon yourself, and it's your last chance to do so. All you need to do is upload a mod and tag it with Fallout Modathon 2025, and you could be in for the chance of winning a trip to Vegas. With all that being said though, I hope you enjoyed this series and the Modathon in general. As far as community events go, this has easily been one of the best the modding community's seen for these games. But with that being said, I hope to see you all next time.
Ugh.